And we welcome you back to Kansas City, where the Broncos lead going into the second half 7-0. This NFL season, more than 600,000 girls and boys ages 8 to 15 competed in the NFL Gatorade punt, pass, and kick program. Youngsters from all 50 states testing their skills throwing, kicking a football, both for distance and accuracy. Today, the top 16 girls and 16 boys from this year's program squared off in 4 different age divisions at the punt, pass, and kick national finals competition here at Arrowhead. We'll announce the winners just before the start of the 4th quarter. Look now at our Coors Light halftime statistics. The defense prominent on both sides, and Denver more successful in moving the ball, 139 yards to 58, and only 30 passing yards for the Chiefs.
I think one of the surprising thing is the fact that the Denver's defense is playing so well, because, you know, during the end of the season, Dick, they didn't play very well, did they, Phil?
Well, they struggled sometimes, especially late in games. Their defense not really that big. Sometimes they'll get overpowered by the running game of the other team.
Quarterback statistics. Mike Shanahan's head man, John Elway, 7 for 11, 106 yards. Gerback, better percentage, but only 54 yards, and he was sacked 3 times.
Marty was very emphatic about the fact that he wouldn't take Gerback out. It would take a lot to take him out. Well, I mean, he is 9 of 11.
The opportunities have not been there for him so far down the field, but we heard it at halftime. Joe Gibbs, Chris Collinsworth saying it very well. Kansas City on offense. The protection, I think, has been fairly good by the offensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs. Gerback has time to throw it down the field.
Chiefs get it first. You saw Gerback on the sidelines trying to fire up his offensive teammates. Elam to kick it off. Vanover at the 1-yard line. He returned a kickoff and a punt for touchdown during the regular season. To the 9, Vanover. And the former Florida State star tackled around the 30, and they're still wrestling. Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Dick. I talked to Marty Schottenheimer. He is very upset with the pass protection. He said Elvis Gerback has no time. The 3 sacks. We must do a much better job of pass protection. He said, I can read your mind. Don't ask the next question. Elvis Gerback will play the entire second half. Now, as for Mike Shanahan, he says he's very happy with everything that went on. He told his team at halftime, no mistakes, no penalties, no mental errors, and we will not have a problem. Dick?
All right, Jim, you saw Mike Shanahan looking out at the officials. His player, Detron Smith, came out of that scramble with the ball, but it had been whistled dead. So Kansas City starts at the 30 in the first half. 23 plays, only 58 yards. That comes out to 2.5 yards per play. And why they're trailing 7-0. Play action, Gerback fires down. Andre Rison breaks a tackle. He's to the 37 of Denver. Boy, those coaches think alike, just as Joe Gibbs indicated back in New York. Marty Schottenheimer calls the play down the middle.
Well, what happens is it's a play-action fake. Everybody goes for it on the Denver defense. That creates a big seam between the linebackers and the safeties. That's the reason why Andre Rison, wide open, a lot of time for Elvis Gerback to throw the ball.
Biggest play of the game for Kansas City, 34 yards, and now Marcus Allen trying to skip through a hole. It closes quickly after a pickup of maybe 3. Andre Rison out of Michigan State. People forget what a great basketball player he was in his youth in Flint, Michigan. Played on the same high school team as Jeff Grayer and Glenn Rice, and won 2 state championships in the Wolverine State.
Dick, I want to know how they lost that 1 game. You know, they lost 1 game in the final 2 years, even those 2 championships.
We talked to him about it. He had 30 minutes of excuses. Into the flat to Rison, hit immediately by Gordon. Not much there.
You know, you've got to get the ball to Andre Rison, but I don't think that's the way to do it, getting it that little short pass outside, especially when they're playing Rison, because they know that Elvis Gerback is going to throw the balls to him. Well, it's just a little short pop pass about 2 yards, and that's all you get.
Well, not much choice, though, Paul, when there's more people coming than you have blockers, so Elvis Gerback has to get rid of the ball. But the one thing about Andre Rison, he comes here, a lot of people, the grass field, he wouldn't be a factor on it. Everybody thinks he's a run and shoot, an AstroTurf guy, but he's proved that he is fast enough to get down the the field and make those big plays.
3rd and 5. Gerback steps away from pressure and throws to the tight end, Popson. First down at the 20. Tackled by Bill Romanowski.
Good job by Ted Popson. Elvis Gerback, he makes the play by moving out of the pocket. Nobody's open when he sets up to throw the ball, but Ted Popson, he's covered. Bill Romanowski down the field. He sees his quarterback go right. He makes another move. Bill Romanowski can't go with him.
Gerback and Popson, both from San Francisco, and great pickups for the Chiefs this year. Popson had 35 catches despite missing 3 games. Now Marcus Allen, the veteran, hit hard, falls for 3, maybe 4. Mobley and Crockett there with the tackle for Denver. John Mobley, just as Kansas City fans thought Grunnard should have made the Pro Bowl in Denver, it was Mobley that was overlooked. He led the team in tackles, had 4 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, an interception for a touchdown in his second year out of Kutztown State.
You know, we talk so much about the Kansas City Chiefs' speed on their defense. The Denver Broncos, they have the same thing. They have an awful lot of speed on their defense.
2nd and a short 8. And fake to Allen. Gerback heads to the sidelines and appears to have a first down. Let's see, it's going to be close. Darian Gordon bumped him out. See where the marker is. It is 3rd down. About a yard shy of a first down.
Well, faked everybody out in the stadium, I think, this time. The Denver Bronco defense, watch John Mobley going down, going to make the tackle. Nope, too late. Elvis Gerback showing the speed for a big, tall quarterback, gets outside and picks up a few yards.
That's a huge mistake by the linebacker Mobley because he's the outside guy. That is his job for any kind of bootleg, any reverts, everything is his.
Fake to Allen again, and it's Gerback. Same play. First down at the 7.
Well, this is an outstanding call because you got back with the same call twice, and the thing that happens is you catch the linebacker doing the same thing. The linebacker at the end of the line of scrimmage, his job out here. Now, it's Romanowski here. Look at him slide inside. That's not his man. You're not going to get there anyway. Your job is this guy, number 11 on the outside, or anyone else that comes out there.
Back-to-back bootlegs by Gerback and a 1st and goal at the 6. Marty Schottenheimer's team with their best chance to score.
Run another one. Why not?
Gerback grabbing a breath and the timeout called by Kansas City. 7-0 Denver.
Why is almost everybody crying? What the heck is so darn sad? Why is almost everybody crying? What the heck is going on? The Miller Lite cheerleader search is over. That's what's going on. Everybody didn't make it except these 4 lucky ones. It's Laura from Ohio. It's Irene from Abilene. It's Trixie from Rhode Island. And Elaine from New Orleans.
Laura, Irene, Trixie, and Elaine are the 4 Miller Lite cheerleaders. Watch out for them during 1998. Thanks, America.
Come on now, open up your front foot a little bit. Come on, man. You got hands up. Get within yourself.
I got an idea.
Wisdom doesn't come easily, nor is it easy to pass on.
Now Philips has a way to create your own CD that holds everything you know about the things that interest you and share your words, pictures, and music with anyone you want.
Let's go.
Got anything for the pictures?
The Philips CD rewritable disc drive. Create CD-ROMs on your own PC.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by American Express. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more. By Miller Lite, now official beer sponsor of the NFL. By the Philips CD rewritable disc drive. Now you can create CD-ROMs on your own PC. And by Texaco, a world of energy.
Fans excited on this drive to open the second half. 64 yards. Gerback with 49 yards passing, 3 for 3, and 10 more on his 2 rushes to a 1st and goal, and then a timeout.
Yeah, made the coaches very upset for a couple reasons. Takes the momentum away from your team, but it also breaks the play calling sequence that the offensive coordinator had going.
Gerback on a roll again. Throws it away. Closest was Tony Gonzalez. Hasselbach, the defensive end for Denver, applied the pressure.
You know, Dick, when you call those timeouts, it lets the defense now regather themselves, and the coaches and the players hoping we can settle down and rethink and maybe make a better defensive call and stop this offense.
Second half has been Kansas City time. In the course of this year, 10 straight weeks without allowing a score in the second half. And Greg Robinson, the defensive coordinator on the other sidelines, hoping his team can dig in and stop. Second and goal. Marcus Allen. Driving to the 3 and then pushed back maybe to the 2. Tyrone Braxton, the safety man, made the initial hit. Romanowski and Hasselbach in on the tackle.
When you run the ball in a situation like that, you hope to gain a few yards, so at least you can get the defense of the Denver Broncos thinking, well, this could be a run or a pass, make them guess one way, and try to catch them by surprise.
So now you come back with a play-action pass and roll out?
Well, that's one thought, but, I mean, the case in point is, Paul, you can do either. From the 2-yard line or from the 3, you still have a chance to run it in. You make the defense think both ways.
Third and goal at the 3. They spread it out. The throw. Touchdown to Tony Gonzalez, the tight end. No, they say he did not get both feet in. Darian Gordon made the defensive play. Dickey comes down out of bounds. He makes the catch, but his shoulders come down out of bounds. Marty Schottenheimer doesn't believe it. He's all the way down to the 12-yard line to argue his point. He's saying he's forced out. Now look at, he comes down, and his arm is out of bounds before his legs get down. Now they're going to sit there at the break, and you're hearing the booze, but I'm telling you, this is not a touchdown. But he's arguing that he was forced out of bounds. The defensive momentum took him out of bounds.
Well, the officials have been schooled. Just a couple of weeks ago, we saw almost the exact same play.
So Stoyanovich with nothing more than an extra point on the field goal attempt, 20 yards for the 3, but Denver escaped with the lead, 7-3. Schottenheimer thought his team had tied the game. But quite an opening drive for the Chiefs. 9:42 left in the third.
The all-new Mazda B-Series truck. A powerful V6 engine, stronger suspension, a shift-on-the-fly at any speed, 4-wheel drive workhorse.
By me, it's recorded.
10 millimeter.
My favorite.
Right now, get a great lease or low financing on all 98 Mazda B-Series trucks. Mazda, your truck.
From the moment you draw your first breath, you're different.
Unique in look and personality.
Footprint and DNA. And no one understands that more than the men and women of Fidelity,
who work with 12 million investors.
No two of whom are alike. How you work with us is your choice.
Because it's your money. And helping you make the most of it is what makes Fidelity different.
Tony Gonzalez, he can see that his body lands out of bounds before his feet hit the ground.
So it's 7-3 the score. The kickoff by Aguilar. Here comes Vaughn Hebron. 25. And the little man out to the 31-yard line. And, of course, with a no touchdown, it provoked contrasting reactions. First, Denver defensive coordinator Greg Robinson That's what we're paid to do. Elvis Gerbach thought he had 6. That's enough to pucker up even a veteran coach. So close. But the drive by Kansas City reawakens this noisy audience. Elway from the 31. Steps up. Wide open is Davis. And Davis out of bounds at his own
48-yard line with a first down. 17 on the play.
This is one of the first plays you put in at training camp. They call this a trap pass. They're going to fake the trap inside, but watch Terrell Davis come out here. The linebacker thinks it's run. Now it's too late when he decides it's pass. Terrell Davis open on the outside. Good job by John Elway stepping up, buying that a little extra time to throw the ball outside.
Davis, a productive pass catcher as well. 42 receptions this year. They go with 2 tight ends now, Sharp and Carswell. Fake to Davis. Elway looking for McCaffrey. He's covered and throws it away. Dale Carter on McCaffrey.
Well, if Kansas City can run a bootleg, so can Elway. Just get back and it will work for them. It's going to work for Denver.
Ed McCaffrey, he's the primary receiver on this play. Trying to sell to Dale Carter, an out and up. Really does a pretty good job, but John Elway is, by that time, running so fast to the sideline, he has no chance to throw the ball up the field. What did James Hasty say about Ed McCaffrey yesterday? He says he's deceptive and sneaky. You know, he makes all those moves.
Double moves,
and he gets down the field on you.
And great hands.
Played as did Elway at Stanford University. Terrell Davis. Running room. First down and more to the 30, to the 20, and tackled at the 11-yard line. Terrell Davis finally shakes free for a long run. 41 on the play.
Oh, Howard Griffith, number 29, the fullback. Does he get a terrific block on the outside? They are coming right at you. Look at 29. That block to the outside takes Hastings out, and then Terrell Davis does it all.
And that little pitch play, it really confuses the defense because they pitch it to Terrell Davis. You think it's going to go really outside, and Terrell Davis cuts it back inside, then goes back outside. Ed McCaffrey helping down the field, blocking on Mark McMillan.
Davis takes a breather. Derek Lavelle, who had over 100 yards against Jacksonville, is in. He gets the ball. And Lavelle, who played at Oregon, is pushed back after he hits the 8-yard line with Anthony Davis leading the charge. Terrell Davis now first 7 rushes 8 yards, and now the last 8, 64 yards and a touchdown. 100-yard teammates in a postseason game only 3 times in history. Hewart Dixon and Pete Banaszak from yesteryear. 30 years ago with the Raiders, then Minnesota's Chuck Foreman and Brent McClanahan, and then last week it was Terrell Davis and Derek Lavelle.
You know his name we have not mentioned this entire ball game is Derek Thomas. Only one time when he was being blocked.
Lavelle again. Fumbled the ball. Kansas City has it at the 11. Reggie Tong recovered the fumble. Whoa, what a big defensive play by the Chiefs. With a ball inside the Kansas City 10-yard line, Terrell Davis sees his running teammate cough it up.
Well, the one thing you worry about when you bring another running back into the game, they're not used to the tempo and how physical the game can be. Derek Lavelle been sitting down, all of a sudden he comes in. The contact makes him fumble the ball.
Marty Schottenheimer likes what he sees.
Let's see. Oh, it says you've been seen in the movies.
That should read at the movies.
And you built models, but never really actually modeled. Well, quite frankly, you the man.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Is she my co-star?
Now she is.
Detective John Hobbs is searching for a murderer who cannot be found because with each touch, the soul of a killer escapes into someone new.
It could be you, it could be me, it could be anybody.
Denzel Washington, John Goodman, Fallen, rated R. Starts Friday, January 16th.
The Whopper has 39 grams of fat. To counteract the effects of a fat-filled lunch, choose the burger joint farthest from you and run there. Or go to Subway, where you can get a fresh sandwich under 6 grams of fat. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
The all-new Mazda B-Series truck. A powerful V6 engine, stronger suspension, a shift on the fly at any speed, four-wheel drive workhorse.
5/8 or 3/4?
10 millimeter.
My favorite.
Right now, get a great lease or low financing on all 98 Mazda B-Series trucks. Mazda, pure truck.
Joe Phillips, number 75, he's inside, coming across, sticks his arm in there and knocks it out. The fumble, but the big play of this right here, Shannon Sharp, number 84, making the tackle, could have saved the touchdown.
Reggie Tung didn't have any room between him and the goal line, except for Shannon Sharp, as Donnell Bennett gets the call. Neil Smith makes the tackle, and we'll see emotionally what this does to Denver. They've seen the Chiefs take the opening kickoff of the second half, march it down for a near touchdown, settle for the short field goal, and now they deny Denver after Denver takes it right back inside the 10.
Well, and what happens is every time the defense makes a great play, the offense will respond. They have been able to run the ball most of this ball game. Now they just click off about 8 yards.
On 2nd and 2, Bennett down in the backfield as Keith Traylor slashes through for the hit.
I'll tell you, they haven't blocked Keith Traylor this entire day. Keith Traylor is a man that's possessed.
Number 94, Paul, we've talked about him during some of the breaks and all game long. He's just so athletic, so big, an ex-linebacker. He uses all that agility and athletic ability to get in the backfield and make those plays.
He took the center, Tim Grunard, and knocked him 5 yards back into the backfield.
We told you his mother passed away suddenly just 2 days ago, and with the hurt and the anger out of that shock, he's taking it out on the Chiefs today. Alfred Williams, and the flag goes down. Was Williams, yes, offside Williams. No movement against Kansas City.
Offside, number 91, defense. Elevated to the quarterback.
And on 3rd and 3, first down.
Alfred Williams, number 91 to the outside, but this is really a really good job by Elvis Gerback. Everything is going in your favor. You kick the field goal. Now you make a big play on defense. You want this drive to continue, so you do it the good old cheap way. You draw them off sides.
Well, actually what happened, too, is Williams saw a Traylor move inside, and when he saw him move, he went right along with him.
Dawson in motion, and the handoff and tackled immediately. Bennett is Ma'a Tanuvasa, and Alfred Williams there to greet. Tanuvasa played at Hawaii, was injured, knee and ankle injuries, lost a few games, but still finished with 8.5 sacks.
Well, you can hear a little unrest by the fans here at Arrowhead Stadium. Tanuvasa making the play inside. They want to see some passes, and the first play of the second half, first down, they play action fake. There's people wide open down the field.
Ma'a means in Samoan rock, and this handsome young man has provided that for him. Marcus Allen with one of those characteristic vaults through a hole out to the 25-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and about 7.
Marcus Allen, he just leaps when he gets into the hole. I mean, I don't know, there aren't many backs that pick up extra yards like Marcus Allen does. And he really never takes the big hit. He always turns, gets himself away from the big hit.
Marcus Allen in his 16th season, and look at the postseason performance. When you consider that's 15 games, almost a full season, he's gained 1,300 yards in postseason, 11 rushing touchdowns. Great players in big games, and Marcus Allen continues at the age of 37. Timeout, 4:44 left in the 3rd.
Flight 57 now boarding.
Hey, Junior, we don't want to miss our curtain. I hope you've got Hertz #1 Club Gold.
Well, not exactly, but this company's fast. Oh, sure.
Can't we skip the rental counter like it hurts?
Well, not exactly.
Hey, genius, I'm waterlogged. Doesn't your company have a canopy like Hertz? Well,
Not exactly.
Remember, there's Hertz and there's not exactly. Choose the right one.
So you still think I'm the dummy?
Not exactly.
So I got off the elevator, cut in line, and said, what is this, the 7th inning stretch?
Bit of a culture clash.
American Express.
Lovely.
Let's do the whole country. I'm a little light on the lingo.
You getting a full gainer down the front with me?
All right.
We've got Cornish pasties, mushy peas, bangers and mash, bubs and squeak, and lovely Tony the Old.
Looking for a bunch of fives?
Bunch of fives. That's a good one.
One genuine British bulldog.
I'll take them.
Don't mind it, sheep. They'll get narky.
Narky.
Don't go down there. Oh, by Ecker's not.
We are getting so killed here. He might have a little husky in him. Is that gonna hurt us? I'll have a banger, a squeak, and a toad. Maybe some bubbles on the side. I'm definitely bubbles intolerant. That was a wicked googly. So I took a butcher's up the apples and pears and said, what is this, the tea interval? All over the world, you can do more with the American Express card. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Time flies, you know. Every week a game, boom, playoffs. The closer it gets, the more tense it gets. That's what it's all about, you know. So who do you think gonna get it this year, that wonderful trophy?
The network of the Super Bowl. You're watching the NFL on NBC.
Back in Kansas City, where Chiefs coach Marty Schottenheimer now with only one timeout left in the second half.
And Marty, he's the only coach I can know can wear a baseball cap and a wool hat crooked.
On 3rd and 6, Gerbach over the middle, complete to Lake Dawson. It's a first down to the 33. Tackled by Ray Crockett.
Blake Dawson just comes out and he sets. He gets beyond the first down marker. Watch this. They run two people in there. Popson comes in. He just is the short guy. He sets. And the nice part about it, which makes it a great play, he knows he's beyond the first down marker. Catches the ball, tucks it away, gets hit.
Where's number 80 is affection for Jerry Rice, modeled after the great San Francisco 49er wide receiver. His first catch today.
He's changing the play.
4 seconds, 3. Gerbach. Too long for Andre Rison. Ray Crockett covering. We invite you to join NBC, the NFL, and IBM Online as we follow the playoffs right up to Super Bowl 32 in San Diego. Great Super Bowl performances. You can go online, vote for your all-time Super Bowl team, plus register today for a chance to win a trip to the Super Bowl. It's all at superbowl.com, powered by IBM. Rushers today led by Gerbach, 22 yards. They've not been able to generate a consistent running game. Mike Lodishin to make the stop on this carry by Kimball Andrews.
Well, one of the you're hearing the people boo a little bit, and one of the things that reason they are booing is we heard all day yesterday, and we read it in the papers and all the clippings, everything. Gerbach's playing because he is the guy that can get the ball down the field, throw the big bomb, do all this other stuff, and that is not happening.
Paul, that's got to be on first down with play action. That's how you do that. Second down, the Chiefs are running it because the Denver Broncos are pressing them, and also they want to get this third down situation where they have a chance to pick it up.
3rd and long for Gerbach. Here comes the blitz by Atwater, and the throw to Rice, and just missed connections. Ray Crockett isolated on the coverage.
And this is the reason why they run it on second down, because the Broncos, if it's 3rd and long, they're consistent. They're going to blitz the defenders. Look, Kansas City can't pick them up. Elvis Gerbach just has to grab it and throw it.
And even at that, made a good throw. He was just a half stride from that one being a big play. Darian Gordon back as Louis Aguiar to punt. Gordon with a big 36-yard return late in the first half. Whoa, this is a mile high. And Gordon, who plays in Mile High, fair catches at the 27. We'll be right back at Arrowhead.
AFC presents Goal to Go. Against the Bills in Week 4, Marvin Harrison's touchdown in the closing seconds gave the Colts the chance to tie with a two-point conversion.
Down Marvin Harrison! It's a touchdown for Marvin Harrison. Now the Colts need a two-point conversion.
Paul Justin's pass was broken up by Kirk Schultz, and the Bills escaped 37-35.
Dawn. The sun thaws a frozen field. The much-anticipated day is here. The smell of victory fills the air. Honey barbecue wings are back at KFC, and just in time for the big games. So kick off your meal with 6 wing pieces for $1.99, 20 for $5.99. They're the first quarter favorite, only at KFC.
Rocks. Some people skip them, stack them, or just plain ignore them. But then there's these Texaco people. They love the darn things. Obsess over them. Go to the ends of the earth to find them. They study them. They scan them. Even taste them. Why? You find the right rocks. You find the energy the world needs to keep on running. Texaco. A world of energy.
January 18th, an NBA doubleheader. Pacers coach Larry Bird returns to Boston for the first time ever to face the team he loved, the Celtics. Then the Bulls, the Rockets, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley. 2 of the most charismatic personalities in sports today take the floor. The NBA on NBC, January 18th.
Here's the good news and bad news for Denver. 6 possessions in the game, and 5 times they've marched into Kansas City territory, but have only 1 touchdown. They start from the 28. Remember in the last series, Terrell Davis with some big runs. Davis to the 32-yard line, a gain of nearly 5. Reggie Tung, the tackler. Derek Thomas, 9 consecutive years, Pro Bowler, All-Pro.
Well, Zimmerman handles him there. Sharp handles him there. They run inside. Zimmerman back again. He handles him there. And here comes Sharp again. A nice block. So, and again, I said it a little while ago, we have not mentioned his name.
Well, the one thing you want to do if you're the Denver offense, you want to take care and neutralize the best player on KC's defense. That's Derek Thomas.
Second down, flags fly. Derek Thomas, as we wait for Jerry Mark.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 65, offense.
Gary Zimmerman.
Penalty, second down.
But back to Derek Thomas, he had the same injury as Neil Smith and Alfred Williams, a triceps injury that really handicapped him the first half of the year. But then he has been torrid down the stretch. 9.5 sacks, and 6 of those coming in the last month or so.
You saw Zimmerman there as he's in the stance. Once you get in your 3-point stance, 2-point stance, or 4-point, you can't move.
Second and 11, so Elway goes shotgun. Tipped, incomplete. Anthony Davis appeared to have a hand on it.
This thing was hit twice. This ball was actually hit twice. The ball is hit there, and then it goes off the helmet. Then it's tipped again.
Dan Williams also got a touch on it. Open.
Well, yeah, that's what he's doing. When he does that, Phil, he knows he's got somebody open, and he should have made the play.
He knew he had somebody open down the field, and again, Kansas City keeps blitzing. Denver keeps picking it up. Sooner or later, John Elway's got to hit a play down the field against the Kansas City blitz.
They only rushed 4 men this time. Elway to Davis, incomplete. Davis was in the open and would have had the first down if he could pull it in.
That time, John Elway buys himself some time. And watch when he starts to scramble out. He scrambles out of the pocket to the right. This is what happens when you play defense. It's like, stop right there. Look at Rod Smith at the top of the screen. If John Elway is looking down the field, which he usually does when he moves, it would have been a touchdown.
But instead, 4th and 11. Vanover to return inside the 30. Ruin. High. Fair catch, Vanover at the 34-yard line. No Kansas Kansas City has the ball again with 1:45 remaining in the third quarter, and Denver leading 7-3. And a reminder, NBC tonight.
7/6 Central. Get your fill of an all-star TV censored bloopers, fat-free. Then, following an all-new Dateline, the world premiere movie, A Madman's Sabotage, and one man's race against the clock. To save the lives of millions, Blackout Effect, NBC tonight.
So stay with us after the action from Arrowhead. I wonder what Bill Cowher and the Steelers are thinking. Now, Cowher, of course, a very close friend of Marty Schottenheimer, but if Kansas City wins, Cowher will be on the road. The long bomb, and it's complete. Joe Horn, used sparingly, caught only 2 balls all year, all the way inside the 15-yard line.
Well, there's really nothing special about this play. It is just Elvis Grbac making a good play-action fake, and it's just the speed of Joe Horn. Look, Tyrone Braxton, he sees it, doesn't have the speed to get back there. It's a perfect throw by Elvis Grbac.
And this is what they came to see. They want to see Elvis throw the ball down the field.
First down play action. Create separation between the secondary and the linebackers. That time they just go over the top.
Joe Horn, who doesn't get a chance to practice his move. He's caught 4 in his career here in Kansas City. 2 last year, 2 this year. A 50-yard bomb.
That's why they like Joe Horn as a receiver, is the fact that he has that rare speed is outside, and I think every team, they want one of those guys to make a defense play safe, to create holes for other receivers, and then every once in a while go down the field and try to get the big play.
And Paul knows Joe Horn's from Itawamba Junior College. You followed him closely.
Yes, I did.
Second down and 7.
He can't even say that college.
No, I can't.
Grbac into the flat, incomplete. Marcus hadn't quite made that half-step turn to look to the quarterback.
And Elvis Grbac knows that he has Marcus to the outside. He's got Alfred Williams, who's the defensive end. He's got him beat. All he had to do was get the ball into Marcus's hands.
3rd and 7 at the Denver 12, trailing 7-3. Blake Dawson right, Andre Rison to the left. Grbac flushed, makes a Fran Tarkenton spin move, looks to the end zone. Touchdown! Tony Gonzalez, the rookie tight end. With 10 seconds left in the third quarter, Kansas City has taken the lead for the first time. Stoyanovich adds the extra point, and the Chiefs celebrate 10-7 as the basketball star at California, Tony Gonzalez, you saw him dunk on his celebration. That's his first love. Charles Barkley is hero, and Grbac finds him alone in the end zone.
Well, it's good protection, but watch this move by Elvis Grbac. That creates all this extra time for him back in the pocket, and Gonzalez does an excellent job of moving around the end zone, finding that really the only open spot that he can go into.
Watch Gonzalez, Phil. What he does, he's going to go in there and almost sit down. Now he'll wait. Let them all go by me. As everybody goes by, I'm sitting down. Now, up wide open. Grbac sees him and throws it to him. How about this dunk? Dick, is any good?
Well over the bar. Gonzalez is 6'4". Multi-sport star at the University of California. Remember, he had that great tournament last year for the Bears. So Grbac and Kansas City's offense comes to life in the third quarter. 2 long drives, 1 to a field goal, and now 65 yards and 4 plays for the go-ahead touchdown. Remember the key, the 50-yard pass to Joe Horn. Seconds left in the third quarter. Vaughn Hebron deep. He's had a couple of good returns. Aguiar This one a liner that comes up short to Lavelle. Lavelle at the 25, 30, 35, and out to the 37-yard line. Lavelle trying to make amends for that fumble inside the 10-yard line that cost Denver a chance to score earlier. Now this tussle is drawing some yellow flags as the clock stops with 2 seconds remaining in the third. And Jerry Mark Wright with the information.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. After the play, number 83, kicking team, 15-yard penalty. First down, Denver.
This is a stupid penalty. Because here you are, I mean, you've got these guys, you just took the lead in the ball game, and it's after the play. You're a wide receiver. Look at this.
Man is down. Danon Hughes then is number 83 trying to take it away from Lavelle.
But I don't see anything.
He kicked. He tried to kick him on the way up call. He kicked him with his left foot. The official saw it, called the penalty.
Marks it to the Kansas City 49. Elway and Denver trailing, and Terrell Davis hit hard after earning only a yard. The end of the third quarter. Tony Gonzalez spiking his touchdown as Kansas City leads 10-7.
Dateline Sunday. For 9 years, Seinfeld's been one of TV's most popular comedies. Now hear from the man who helped create a show about nothing. Dateline tonight, 8/7 Central.
What if there were shortcuts only you knew about? There are. At Shell, where it's easy to pay, pump, and go. Shell, moving at the speed of life.
Do you find yourself rushing through each day without a second to spare? Before you burn out, check out Coleman's surprisingly delicious power source, cottage cheese. Available in a variety of sizes in low-fat or regular. Each spoonful of Coleman cottage cheese is packed with the power of protein, calcium, and vitamins. It's quick, it's easy, straight out of the container or plugged into your favorite recipe. Coleman Quality Check Cottage Cheese, the perfect energy boost.
Brandon House is having a year-end inventory sale. We'd much rather sell it than count it. That's why you'll find great savings throughout the store on Henry Don, Broyhill, Ralph Lauren, Serta, and even the Tootsie Sofas. No money down, no payments or interest for 6 months. Come into Brandon's today and make us an offer, because anything left after the first of the year will have to be inventoried. But hurry, because once we start counting, it will be too late. Brandon's year-end pre-inventory sale, going on now at I-630 and University.
4-1 Live, Arkansas's most powerful broadcast radar, only on News 4, where the news comes first.
The National Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the NFL is prohibited.
Well, we already have winners in Kansas City. Let's hear about the 4 boys, 4 girls, winners of the PP&K.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to announce the national champions for the 1997 NFL Gatorade Punt, Pass, and Kick National Finals Competition. Presenting the awards are Gene Washington, representing the National Football League. Greg Vye, Director of Sports Marketing, representing Gatorade, and Lamar Hunt, owner of the Kansas City Chiefs. Beginning with our youngest competitors. In the 8- and 9-year-old boys division, the winner is Brian Hartzell of Concordia, Kansas. In the 8- and 9-year-old girls division, the winner is Nicole Flego of Doylestown, Pennsylvania. In the 10- and 11-year-old boys division, the winner is Todd Frazier of Toms River, New York. In the 10- and 11-year-old girls division, the winner is Kelsey Ketzik of Lansing, Michigan. In the 12- and 13-year-old boys division, the winner is Jared Jenkins of Westminster, California. In the 12- and 13-year-old girls division, the winner is Autumn Eckarts of Mims, Florida. In the 14- and 15-year-old boys division, the co-winners are Chase Brackley of Lindley, New York, and Amit Ratan of Beaver Creek, Ohio. In the 14 and 15-year-old girls division, the winner is Courtney Rathjens of Tulare, California. These 8 youngsters are your national champions in each of their respective age divisions from today's NFL Gatorade Pump, Pass, and Kick National Finals competition. Let's give a big hand to the national champions.
Yeah, that's always a nice moment. Those young kids, what a moment here at Arrowhead Stadium in front of 77,000 plus
and nationally televised.
Now we open the fourth quarter. Dick Enberger, Phil Simms, Paul McGuire, and Jim Gray at Arrowhead Stadium, where Mike Shanahan's Broncos took the 7-0 lead, but Kansas City has come back 10-7, opening the fourth. Second down and 9. Elway and Denver at Kansas City 48. Elway fires to McCaffrey. McCaffrey spun around, can't move forward. Tackled just inside the 45 by Wayne Simmons. Simmons, who has a Super Bowl ring with the Packers last year. His teammate Andre Rison now in Kansas City as well.
I like talking to Simmons yesterday. I'm all business.
Oh, he has a mean demeanor, doesn't he?
I mean, he really does. I'm business. Now, I'm out here to do business. I'm going to do my business.
But he also is a great joke teller. Then he turns around and tells a wonderful story.
Third down and 5.
Wide open McCaffrey. 30, 20, 10, 5, and just out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Maybe the 1. McCaffrey breaking free. Donnie Edwards saved the touchdown. 43 yards on the pass.
Well, what happens? The Kansas City Chiefs, when you blitz, they expect it's a blitz coming in here, but Ed McCaffrey comes across the field, uncovered, nobody there. When you blitz on defense, you're hoping that your pass rush gets to the quarterback before he has time to watch a receiver come across the field and be wide open.
Can I just say one thing? Does Eddie McCaffrey ever think about going out of bounds? He's got that one speed, Bill. It's like neutral. And then watch him. There's no thing about getting out of bounds. Look at this. Watch. Boom, boom. And then everybody whacks him. And McMillan took a shot from McCaffrey at the end of that play.
And Dale Carter injured on the play, the all-pro cornerback for Kansas City. Well, the drama certainly has been drawn a long time ago, 11 years ago. Elway and Schottenheimer. Schottenheimer's team battles to take the lead, and here comes that nemesis Elway early in the fourth quarter, making the big pass play.
Well, we've had a chance to do 3 Denver Bronco games in Kansas City right here, and all 3 have been the same. Denver dominates, they dominate, then you look up in the fourth quarter, Kansas City's winning.
No, it's kind of scary.
This is a very critical situation for Kansas City. One of their very best players injured on the play.
It is McMillan who's sitting down there in the end zone. He's the guy that takes a shot from McCaffrey at the end of the play, and he just turned his back and got hit.
Well, he is such a small defender.
Not Carter, but Mark McMillan. 8 interceptions this year, and appears to be okay. Mighty Mouse.
You know, the last time these 2 teams played here in Kansas City about 6 weeks ago, that exact route that Eddie McCaffrey caught was open about 3 or 4 times in the game, but John Elway never had time to throw it to him. The difference is today, he's getting that time to find that receiver.
4 shots from inside the 1. Terrell Davis with a second surge, and he still doesn't make it. He was rejected, bounced back a yard, and then dug in and got right back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, I'll tell you what, he didn't even get to the line of scrimmage, Dick. You're right, he did get bounced back. He loses a half a yard in this play. That is the initial rush of that defensive line. When they make contact first, this is what Elway talked about. With all the noise in here, all I want to do is an even shot. If I can get my guys all off at the same time, then we break out even, I'm happy.
Again, doesn't make it. No signal yet. And Kansas City saying there's a fumble and we have it. Now ruled down emphatically by the official outside the goal line.
One more time. Give it to him again.
Here's what they do. It looks like it's going to run right. Howard Griffith goes right. Then Terrell Davis goes left. They don't want anybody to be in front of him so he can just power his way into the end zone. That time about a half a yard short.
He's well down. Oh, there's a decision being made here.
And now Elway's going to call timeout. Probably a very wise choice. The game could rest on this play. Field goal or touchdown.
Even though Dodge Ram is the bright red gold standard of pickup trucks, we're always improving things. We've made our available Magnum V8s even more powerful. We've improved the already world-class interior. In all, we've made 130 improvements to the Ram lineup since introduction, including this one, our new flow-through ventilation system. New Ram Quad Cab. The rules have changed.
Hey, kid.
Yeah?
Get the Super Bowl stuff to San Diego on time. And don't mess it up.
I'm on top of it. I'm on top of the world. Down on creation and me.
Oh, my God!
Need official Super Bowl merchandise? Go to superbowl.com.
Oh, no.
An IBM e-business.
It doesn't matter if you work for a big company or a startup.
Whether you work for yourself or to help others.
Fidelity has a way to help you prepare for the day when you won't need to work at all.
Whether you're changing jobs,
Or happy where you are,
retired,
or just starting out.
more people trust their retirement plans to Fidelity than any other company.
It's your retirement.
It's our job to help you make the most of it.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by the new Dodge. It's about change. By AT&T, it's all within your reach. By Fidelity Investments, where 12 million investors put their trust. And by IBM, solutions for a small planet.
Third and goal from inside the 1 for the Broncos. 10-7 Kansas City. Denver. Davis scores for the second time, and against a team that did not allow a touchdown in the second half for an NFL record 10 consecutive games during the regular season. Well, so Davis and Denver are back in the lead.
You know, Dick, you've got the second leading rusher in the National Football League, and they took 2 shots at it from the half-yard line. They didn't get it. I mean, you got to go. I think you really have to go back to him. And look at Davis. Now he just drops his head. He's in.
Try for point by Elam. And Denver's lead is 4 at 14-10.
Paul, and it's not like he makes his yards dancing around either. That's the key. He's a big, strong runner, runs hard when he gets near the goal line. He knows situations. That's why he's a good running back.
Neil Smith, the former Kansas City Chief, sees his new team regain the lead against Marty Schottenheimer's Kansas City Chiefs. 12.5 minutes left in the 4th.
So I pull into this gas station.
Oh, classic oversqueeze. Watch this. Release the hounds. Perfect pump.
2037.
Even at the gas station, you can do more with the American Express card.
A lot of industry experts told us that the passenger side was the best place to add a third door. We got still more advice insisting that the driver's side was the only logical choice. But as you can see, we let it all go right in one ear and out the other. Introducing the new Dodge Ram Quad Cab. The rules have changed.
Says here you ran over a squirrel when you were 16.
Oh, you saw that, huh?
No, I was guessing. You never put the toilet seat down.
What?
You ripped the tag off your mattress.
What?
Does your bachelor party ring a bell?
Not going anywhere for an eternity?
I'm not even gonna look at puberty.
Hey, does this line ever move?
Moving now, isn't it?
When you're really hungry, grab the big one.
Next, you're a winner.
14-10, the Broncos regain the lead. 12.5 remaining. Terrell Davis with both touchdowns, both from 1 yard out. That was a 49-yard drive after the kickoff return by Hebron and the 15-yard personal foul penalty. Took him 6 plays. The big play was the pass to McCaffrey, 43 yards. Elam to Vanover at the 7. Behind the wedge. Well, he breaks tackles, straight arms, and out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Randy Hilliard. Tonight on NBC.
There's a flaw in the system. The entire air traffic control system goes down.
Shut it down.
I don't see it. Where is it?
Thousands of planes with minutes to get them down.
You were warned.
Eric Stoltz. Blackout Effect, NBC tonight.
All the action, Dateline tonight as well. After the game, as Elvis Gerbach brings the Chiefs to the line of scrimmage at the Kansas City 28. Takes the throw, and then hits it man downfield, Andre Rison. Steve Atwater made the tackle. What a play by Gerbach with Alfred Williams right in his face.
How did he get away is the first thing. He makes a fake. He goes to throw a quick pattern. It's covered. He avoids Alfred Williams, and then look at this throw on the run. Throws the ball on the line. The perfect spot between the defenders for Andre Rison to catch.
You know what Williams did? He went for the ball, Dick. And when he did, Gerbach just brought the ball underneath.
6 catches for Rison to lead all receivers, 80 yards. And now Marcus gets a hole. And he has about 15 to the 35.
You know, Phil, you're absolutely right. What they've got Denver's hit back on their heels now because they're running passes on first down, and now they don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to throw or run?
Allen running through tacklers for 14 officially, has 36 yards in the game. First down at the Denver 35. Allen, and you could see his helmet snap back as he took that hit from Keith Traylor, who's playing a big game in the center of that Denver defense.
You talk about a guy possessed. You know, Keith Traylor, we mentioned, did lose his mom on Friday. And this guy, I mean, he really has not been blocked today, I don't think. Every time you look up, he's either in the backfield or he's taking a lineman back there with him.
Paul, you said earlier, you know, Kansas City didn't want to lose Neil Smith, Keith Traylor, but in all honesty, the one guy they really wanted to keep that nobody knew about was Keith Traylor. They knew he was a special player inside. It's hard to find athletic 300-pounders that can run like he can and play inside the interior defense.
2nd and 9. Gerbach changing his play. Anders and Allen are split. And the throw to the side is to Vanover, short yardage. Ray Crockett there for Denver. Vanover's first catch.
Boy, Elvis Gerbach changes the play at the line of scrimmage.
I think Keith Traylor knew what it was because he stood up and told everybody else what to do.
Well, I know, but it was a short pass, and, man, it was a hard pass, too, for a short one. If you're going to change the play as a quarterback, give yourself a chance to make it easy.
Gerbach, who grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, was a big Browns fan, was listening and watching on television 11 years ago when Elway broke the Cleveland Browns' hearts with that 1st and 98 drive, and Denver went to the Super Bowl. Gerbach throws. No, did not. Hope on. Had it for a while, Dana Hughes, but Darian Gordon stripped it away. And we have an injured Bronco on the play.
That injured Bronco is Keith Traylor, I believe.
The pass outside to Dana Hughes. Perfect throw by Elvis Gerbach. A blitz, one-on-one coverage outside. He throws the pass where only his guy can catch it. Dana Hughes can't hold on.
9:44 left in the 4th. Kansas City now looking at 4th down and 6, and Denver concerned about that big defensive tackle, Keith Traylor. Tractor Traylor is nicknamed.
Well, he's up.
Let's look for number 94 inside. Oh, he gets
pinned down, twisted in one of those piles. On comes Stoyanovich. This is the same direction in which he kicked that dramatic 54-yard field goal into the wind to give the Chiefs that win of the year for them, 24-22, slightly into the wind, not nearly the way it was in game 12. This one will be 48 or 49 yards to pull Kansas City within 1.
And they got a guy, Aguiar, that can throw the football, and they have the fake field goal in.
Aguiar to spot the ball at the 39.
Denver's got to have the safe on.
It is the fake. Aguiar trying to run it, running out of room. He doesn't make it. Aguiar, who's run 3 fakes this year and passed another time, and the Denver Broncos were ready.
Oh, that's a good call. I tell you, it's so obvious. So a long field goal. Denver, they're going to let you try to kick a long field goal. They're playing for the fake. But I guess Kansas City's version, they don't mind missing this because it still keeps the Denver Bronco offense in tough field position.
Denver will have it at the 29 when we return.
Story? Get the world's fastest sport utility vehicle. Introducing the Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited. Peterson's 4-wheel and off-road magazine's 4x4 of the year.
Francesco LaFabula has just created the little black dress that will change everything. The magazines have created a frenzy, and you have sworn that your stores will be the first to carry it. Enter UPS. Customs gets cleared electronically. The global network kicks in. Also that at the same time, on the same day, the dresses arrive from Europe to each of your stores nationwide. Success is a beautiful thing.
Nice dress.
UPS, moving at the speed of business.
Hope my car gets fixed today. And my sink. And my furnace. And my lawnmower. What? You idiot! You're gonna get us caught.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
Eddie!
make it a Bud Light.
Thursday, it's a brand new Seinfeld. Calm down, Jerry's just buying a car. What's the fear?
Anything goes. It's Thunderdome.
On Veronica, lovers quarrel. He's moving in with Josh.
I've got a vichyssoise, spinach pierogi, and flan in the kitchen.
That's funny, because all I heard was la, 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 kitchen.
Must-see TV, NBC, Thursday.
Kansas City punter Louis Aguiar disappointed that the fake did not work. So it remains 14-10, and Denver starts outside their own 28. Good block on Derek Thomas, and Elway airs it out to Rod Smith. Incomplete. Covered by Dale Carter. Let's go back to the fake on the field goal.
Well, it's a run option all the way. Louis Aguiar back here. Watch the blocking down the field. But again, the Broncos, look at the defenders back. They're playing safe field goal. They're looking for a fake. They don't want something like that to happen.
Dedrick Dodge makes the tackle.
And I don't think Louis Aguiar is going to make it on his own once he gets out there. He needs blocked pretty clean for him.
Terrell Davis. And he's wrestled down short of the first down, but picks up a good 8 before Richie Tung, second-year safety from Oregon State, can make the stop.
Well, this is just a nice toss, but the nice part about it is the blocking. He's going to come right into your face, Terrell Davis. Privilege number 29. He seals off to the inside. What a sensational block. And Tung really saves the first down, because if Terrell Davis gets by him, it's another 15 yards.
Howard Griffith putting that block on Donnie Edwards to give Davis some running room. It's third and a yard and a half. Davis the other way. Stopped. Wayne Simmons, the former Green Bay Packer, and Dan Williams. And Williams, like Trailer, Williams, a former Bronco, coming here to Kansas City. He's had a big game today.
Oh, Howard Griffith, though. This is a nice stop. And look at Tongue on the end of the line, 25. You want to see get a pancake? Look at this. Griffith just runs right over him and smashes him. But the defense is right there to make the stop. That's outstanding defensive play.
Tom Ruin had a punt block last week against Jacksonville for a touchdown. Travis Davis. Vanover at the other end, and a beautiful spiral off the foot of Ruin. Vanover at the 14. And tackled at the 24. 10-yard return. 51 on the punt by Ruin. You're watching the NFL on NBC.
Been to some nice places.
Yes, I have. Singapore is terrific. That's Prime Minister something. See that?
Scary.
Fatima, big star. 52 countries in 2 years.
This new software I've installed, it's gonna save your life. It's called Lotus Notes. Lets you collaborate on projects all over the world. You never have to leave the office. It's gonna be great to have you around.
Go get help, boy. Hurry. Good dog.
Hey, guys. Need a smile? Call Domino's.
Yes!
A Domino's pizza does the trick. Thin crust, hand-tossed, or deep dish. Made with all your favorite toppings. But we deliver more than great pizza. At Domino's, we're delivering 1 million smiles a day.
Marty Schottenheimer's bids for Super Bowl roadblocked by one-man John Elway. 11 years ago, the AFC Championship in the 98-yard drive by Elway, a Denver win in overtime. The Broncos go to the Super Bowl, and today trailing going into the fourth quarter, Elway again goes to his magic. Marty Schottenheimer frustrated at the moment with 8 minutes left, trailing 14-10, looking for his first trip to that big game. Marty Schottenheimer, 14 years a head coach, 14 consecutive winning seasons in the playoffs, 12 of those 14 years at Cleveland and here in Kansas City. His team has the ball at the 24 with 8 minutes to go, trailing by 4. Gerback into the flat. Rison's 7th catch of the game, and a flag goes down. Ray Crockett made the tackle, may have gotten a piece of the face mask.
Face mask foul, number 51, defense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
John Mobley, the linebacker, coming over to help out, guilty of the foul.
John Mobley coming from the inside, running full speed, sticks the hand out, just hits the face mask, so not even grab hold of it. 5-yard penalty. But 7 minutes and 45 seconds ago now in the game. Kansas City offense, I think you're forced to throw the football more than you probably want to, because you got to ensure yourself, no matter what happens, at least get 2 more possessions.
And at least on the missed pass, you're stopping the clock and not burning up time against yourself. Romanowski and Aldridge get to Marcus Allen, Tanavasa there as well.
Then they run this running play. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. They run this running play that hasn't worked all day long, and why call it now?
Paul, we've seen a couple times they have thrown play actions on first down. They've been very successful down the field, and now you want to get, I call them cheap yards. You got to take advantage when you have the defense guessing. The best time they guess, first down.
2nd and 10. Dawson in motion. Go back, being chased by Williams. Has to throw it away. Steve Atwater also coming on a blitz, pressuring the quarterback.
I don't know of anyone I've ever seen that times blitzes better as a safety than Steve Atwater does. You see number 27 right there, and watch him just time this thing perfectly. He follows right in behind Mobley, and then Atwater is the guy that gets back to the outside, has presence of mind to force Gerbach to throw the ball.
One of the reasons why he can time blitzes so much, Paul, because he gets a lot of practice. He constantly does it. He plays. He's a safety, but he plays almost in the linebacker position totally the whole game. So he's used to being around the line of scrimmage, and he knows when to take advantage of those blitzing situations.
Atwater playing hurt all year. Both shoulders may require surgery postseason. Gerbach, 3rd and 10, scrambles, throws, incomplete. No flag as it's broken up by Darian Gordon, timing his tackle on Danon Hughes.
Boy, this is just outstanding defensive play by Darian Gordon. I mean, you're in a position. Do I let this guy catch the ball? Do I hit him at all? But watch his arms. Gordon gets inside, gets his hands up. That is a sensational play. That's perfect timing.
That's what he does. Look at the left hand up between the arms of the receiver. It's hard to catch the ball when the defender's arm is in the middle.
Aguiar, the runner, now back to punt. He's run, he's kicked off, and he's punted today. Louis Aguiar, Darian Gordon at the other end, almost blocked. Tony Veland in on the kicker, takes a Kansas City bounce, and will die at about the 23-yard line. Tony Veland was on top of Aguiar, who has never had a punt blocked in his 7-year career.
If it would have been, it would have been Aguiar, because he was spinning the ball in his hand. He took too much time. Veland doesn't want to hit the kicker. If he goes in front of Aguiar, watch Aguiar spin this ball. He's the guy that takes the time. He spins the ball, and then Veland doesn't want to hit him, so he avoids it.
You made the
Here it is right here. Watch Aguiar turn this ball. He's going to spin it.
Yep.
He's the guy that takes the time. Veland doesn't want to hit him.
Denver with the lead, 14-10. 6 minutes, 34 seconds left in the 4th. Elway from his 22. Terrell Davis. And Davis wearing down the defense as he has much of the 3 seasons he's been in the league. He has 12 yards. He starts slowly, the defense keying on stopping him, but as the game develops, he has become more effective. 97 yards now for Davis.
Well, watch, it's a pitch play. You expect it if you're on defense for it to go wide, but Terrell Davis loves to cut these back straight up into the hole, and this is a great sign of a team that can run the football when you know the defense knows you're going to, and you can still run it in there for a first down.
Less than 6 minutes left. 97 yards the total for Davis. First down, 35-yard line. 9 men on the line of scrimmage for Kansas City. Boy, that's the kind of play. If Davis breaks one tackle, he can run forever.
This is where the Kansas City Chiefs defense, they need this crowd in there. They do not need them quiet, because Elway that time had his team on the line of scrimmage for a long period of time.
Look at all the defenders up on the line of scrimmage. Oh, you're right. If the crowd's making a lot of noise and they can't hear the snap count, they can't get off on the ball, and it's easier to get the guy in the backfield. Ed McCaffrey coming inside, getting the block on Jerome Woods, and to free Davis to the outside.
Davis, who had 184 yards last week, Jacksonville, before bruising his ribs, has 101 yards today and the 2 Denver touchdowns. On second down, Davis hit in the backfield. No gain. In fact, he lost a yard as Anthony Davis in to make the play.
One major problem for the Kansas City Chiefs, and it is major. They only have 1 timeout, Dick. That's all they have. They had to burn 2 in the 3rd quarter, and this is going to be a major problem for them, because they don't need 3 points to tie the ball game. They need a touchdown to win the ball game.
Or 2 field goals. And that'll require some time just for possession, and the clock continues to tick. 4:33, 4:32 left in the 4th. Big 3rd and 6. Kansas City needs the ball. Elway shotgun.
They're going to blitz.
Elway over the middle. Incomplete. Rod Smith couldn't hold on. James Hasty covering, and Elway throwing just as he took a good lick.
Boy, John Elway hangs in there. Pressure all around. He makes a throw down the middle of the field, and James Hasty, number 40, against Rod Smith, has to cover him all over the field. Gets his hand on Rod Smith and knocks the ball away. That's the reason why he's going to the Pro Bowl.
Perfect throw from Elway.
One of the reasons why.
4:16 with the clock stopped on the incomplete pass. Tamarick Vanover at the 20. Ruin under pressure. Gets a short kick out of there that takes a Denver roll and denies Vanover a return, even more important, and down at the 16. 45 yards on the punt. Well, after the NFL playoff action from Kansas City tonight on NBC, an all-star TV censored bloopers, fat-free, then following an all-new Dateline world premiere movie, Madman sabotages air traffic control system. Millions of lives hang in the balance, and now one man races against the clock to bring them down safely. Eric Stoltz stars in Blackout Effect on NBC tonight.
Bloopers, fat-free. Paul, you wouldn't like that.
No, I wouldn't. No. Thank you very much.
First down at the 17 for Gerbach. Play action on first down. Long down the middle. Should be a flag on that one. There is interference. Lake Dawson hit before the ball arrived.
All three officials downfield threw flags. I mean, there was just no question about this. And the worst part about it, there were three guys that covered.
And he had him covered. Ray Crockett.
Pass interference, number 39, defense. Automatic first down.
Watch Ray Crockett coming down the field with the receiver. He's in perfect position. There's no way the ball can be completed to Lake Dawson, number 80. But he puts his right hand on the receiver. It's a penalty.
But Lake Dawson, even if he even catches the ball, he's going to get killed by Braxton, and whether he's going to hold on or not. I mean, that was just a bad play on defense.
First down at the 46. Gerbach to throw again. Flag down. Gerbach to the sidelines. Completes to Rison again. And Andre Rison's had a big game. Will it count?
There's holding in the offensive line. No tripping.
A rare call. It takes back a gain of about 9.
That usually means an offensive lineman.
Tripping foul on number 61, offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
The center, Tim Grunnard, number 61.
Yeah, he gets, here he is right in the middle against Mike Lodish. Gets out of position. He knows it. Sticks his right leg out.
Saved his quarterback. That's why you have to call that play, because Lodish had a clean shot at Gerbach. Penalty yardage, just a 1-yard separation. Gerbach over the middle. Caught by Gonzalez, the tight end, who fights his way out of the tackle and gains about 11.
See, and this is a very good call. The reason it's a very good call, normally this play would have only picked up about 6 or 7, but what you're trying to do is get that penalty back. Now, Gonzalez catches the ball in about 6 yards, and watch this. He picks up the rest of this by himself.
You're right, Paul, and normally Tyrone Braxton comes up there. It's a little old tiny wide receiver. This time it's a big tight end.
Gonzalez is 6'4" and near 250. Has the touchdown for Kansas City. The Chiefs with 3:16, 3:15 left in the fourth. Second down, Gerbach. Incomplete behind Gonzalez this time.
Phil, on this formation, they have both Gonzalez and Popson. The two tight ends are split wide, and the normal receivers are inside.
Paul, what they wanted to do is split Tony Gonzalez outside. They got exactly what they wanted. Bill Romanowski now comes outside like where a corner would be, playing him one-on-one. He's wide open. Elvis Gerbach just misses him.
Gerbach with 217 yards passing. And on third down, 4 for 9. He needs 9 yards here on third down. Spread formation. Here comes the blitz from Gordon. They chase Gerbach. Throws downfield. Dangerous throw, incomplete. He had both Tamarick Vanover and Tony Gonzalez side by side, and the Broncos swarming both those men looking for the pick. And Marty Schottenheimer says 4th and 9, go for it.
I think you got to go for it in this situation. 4th and 9, 3:05, only one timeout. Denver gets one first down, could end the game. Bill Romanowski, it's a good blitz. 3 down linemen. Denver changes up on the blitz. Bill Romanowski comes in free, makes Elvis Gerbach throw it away.
And isn't it amazing that 3:05 really, here comes your season. And I love this sign over here, right in the middle on the 50-yard line up above, says, quiet, please, audible zone.
4th and 9. Caught by Lake Dawson. First down at the 41 of Denver.
Boy, good job by everybody on the Kansas City side. Watch the blitz come into your screen. Steve Atwater. It's picked up. Elvis Gerbach now really anticipates to throw. Darius Johnson is a defender. He knows it's a blitz. He's off of Lake Dawson. Lake Dawson making sure the catch takes it to the body.
Could be a season-extending play. A 4th and 9, 12-yard completion to the 41. Fake to Allen. Gerbach in trouble. Down he goes, back at his own 49. Alfred Williams, he joins Neil Smith, each of those defensive ends, with a pair of sacks.
This time, Alfred Williams did not go for the ball. The last time he did, Gerbach brought the ball down and went for it. Now watch number 91. He's inside. I'm going right at the quarterback. I want you. And he gets him.
And the clock running, now 2:07. They'll be fortunate to get a playoff, and they won't before the 2-minute warning. Gerbach comes to the sidelines. 2 minutes remain in the 4th. The Broncos lead by 4.
AT&T, it's all within your reach, presents It's My Game.
Holding, number 75.
Flag on the play. Looks like holding.
That's a great call. Jerry sees infraction, then he reacts. Look at that flag toss, Don. He zipped it.
He's been incredible all game long, Alex.
Honestly, there's a lot of talk about a field judge finally getting the MVP.
Plus, Joey Reimel is more than talented. I know him, and he's a great, great guy. Great, great guy. Great, great guy.
Let me make this simple. With the AT&T One Rate plan, calls from home are one low rate to anybody in America 100% of the time. So of the 24 hours, there is no hour when this rate does not apply. It's the day rate, the night rate, weekdays, weeknight. Let me put it to you this way. The time when this rate is not valid does not exist. Is that clear? Yes. You see, when I apply myself...
No games. The AT&T One Rate plan. The Whopper has 39 grams of fat. To counteract the effects of a fat-filled lunch, choose the burger joint farthest from you and run there. Or go to Subway, where you can get a fresh sandwich under 6 grams of fat. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
In a world where violence is a way of life, on your way, boy, the most dangerous thing you can do is fall in love. Daniel Day-Lewis, Emily Watson, The Boxer, rated R. Now playing in select theaters, starts Friday everywhere. The air traffic network protects countless passengers and anticipates emergencies.
There's a flaw in the system.
One man will sabotage it. I'm shutting it down. Thousands of planes flying blind.
You were warned!
As man races against the clock.
We're the only hope.
Eric Stoltz. Blackout Effect, tonight on NBC.
Welcome back to Kansas City. Earlier today, the Green Bay Packers advanced 21-7 over Tampa Bay. Will play the 49ers for the NFC title. The winner of this game meets Pittsburgh next Sunday. If it's Kansas City, they host the Steelers. If Denver on the road can win, they go to Pittsburgh. It's 14-10. 2nd and 20. The throw complete to Risen. And Risen is inside the 30-yard line. First down. 22 yards on 2nd and 20. The Chiefs lost a field goal earlier in the game when they made from 34, but there was a penalty against Kansas City, and then Stoyanovich hit the upright. Otherwise, a field goal would win it for him.
2nd and 20. Look at the space inside against this Denver Bronco defense. Andre Rison catches it. Everybody playing off, playing very conservative, makes the catch, runs into 2nd and 20, 21 yards, and picks it up.
And you know what happened? The Kansas City Chiefs took their last timeout after this play, which gives them 1:51 and no timeouts.
I didn't think there was a big rush to take it. I always liked it. As a player, if you make a big play on offense against the defense, keep it going, because now the defense is going, what do we do? Keep the momentum going, but Kansas City trying to conserve that extra time.
The Chiefs on this drive late in the 4th quarter started at their own 17-yard line, converted on 4th and 9, a 12-yard pass, and now have a first down at the Denver 28. Gerbach screen, and Kumbalander smothered by Neil Smith, his former teammate at the 28. Bill Romanowski there as well. You can see the clock running.
Boy, Alan Aldridge made a great play, the linebacker. He's the guy that reads it, and then Neil Smith keeps coming. He goes back, he reads the screen, gets back outside, and makes the tackle.
Kansas City, take your time. Make sure you get the proper play called here.
2nd and 9. Risen to the right. He looks for Risen and throws underneath the Popson, the tight end. Stays in bounds, and the clock will run as Popson tackled at the 24, where it'll be 3rd and a long 5. Mobley made the stop.
This is the play you'd like to pick up the first down. Then you might have to think about spiking the ball to stop the clock if you pick up the first down inbounds.
Under a minute left. Gerback in trouble. Gets away from Smith. Gets a block. Throws to Popson. Popson tackled at the 20, short of the first down. 45 seconds. Clock running. It'll be 4th and a long 1. The drive to stay alive for Kansas City. Clock running against them.
And you're really going to take your time with this play because it is 4th down.
And then you can spike it and then throw a few in the end zone. Elvis Gerback being talked to in his headset by the coaches. The coaches are calling these plays from the booth and in the sideline.
Needs at least one. Goes for something long. Tip incomplete. And the Denver Broncos will advance against the Steelers on the road in Kansas City. Elway, and Denver has denied Schottenheimer again.
The Kansas City Chiefs go for the score on a play when it could be when they need a yard to pick up the first down. They go with a double move on the outside, trying to get the score, thinking Denver wouldn't be expecting that play.
Well, that was a gamble call, hoping that Denver would be looking for something short on 4th and 1. And Marty Schottenheimer goes for the big score, but Denver had a double cover.
You know who didn't get faked out at all? Steve Atwater. You see Gordon there, but watch number 27.
That's right. Paul, Denver played it safe. They had everybody back. They do the right thing. Steve Atwater back because they know only a touchdown beats them. They really weren't worried about giving up the first down. The clock was on their side. Smart call by the defensive coaches for the Denver Broncos.
And for Marty Schottenheimer, the number 1 seed in the AFC, memories from 2 years ago. It was Indianapolis who came in here when the Chiefs were 13-3 and had earned the top spot. And 10-7, the Colts came out with a victory with Jim Harbaugh, the captain comeback performance. Pat Bowlen, the owner of the Broncos, with a pat on the back from Mike Shanahan. Shanahan, a wild card Denver team, winning last week against Jacksonville, and then 14-10 here in Kansas City today. And the Broncos will travel to Pittsburgh, where they had an earlier experience this season. Jim Gray.
All right, John Elway, congratulations. Tell us about your defense today, John. It was just stupendous and superb.
Huge. I mean, these type of football games, you got to have a great defense, and they were keys today. We made some big plays on offense, but the defense just came through and made all the plays for us. So great win. This is a tough place to play against a great team, and we're just glad to get out of here with a win.
You have beaten Marty once again, and I know you two don't like to focus on it, but it comes up all the time, and it's going to be said from here until the next game. What about this rivalry and beating Marty once again?
Well, I mean, I don't play Marty Schottenheimer. He's a great football coach, and I play against great football teams. He always has his teams ready to play, and we're just fortunate that we came out on the right end today.
John, it seems as though you guys were able to dominate the entire game, but once again had trouble scoring points. Why have you guys had such dominance, but the scoreboard is still 14-10? You look like you're winning the entire game except for the scoreboard.
Well, I mean, you got to give some credit to this crowd and this defense. I mean, this is one of the top-ranked defenses, one of the toughest defenses we've played all year. And so, I mean, for us to come in here and just control the ball, we want to make some first downs, control the clock a little bit, and then try to make some big plays. We were able to do that. And when we did get it down in the red zone, we did get it in the end zone, which was the key thing.
With no disrespect to Pittsburgh or to their fans, it seems as though the entire country and football fans have a sentimental favorite in you to get to the Super Bowl. Are you aware of that?
Well, you know, that's nice, but I'm sure the Steelers are going to have something to say about that. So hopefully we can go back there. And, you know, we were back there a couple weeks or 3-4 weeks ago, and they're a great football team. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is what football is all about.
Congratulations, John. Always fun to watch you play.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, let's send it back upstairs now to Dick Enberg.
All right, Jim, the emotions of an entire season all come boiling out as the Kansas City Chiefs at home have been defeated by the Broncos 14-10. And it's Denver earning a trip to Pittsburgh. They led 21-7 against the Steelers in the first half of their game a few weeks ago, only to find Pittsburgh rolling them out 35-24. One of the nice men in the game and one of the top coaches, Marty Schottenheimer, will have to swallow and go back and try to digest another very difficult defeat. Neil Smith whose heart is in Kansas City, hated to leave this town, a star here, but they couldn't pay the tab. He went on to Denver and was a key defender today. A couple of sacks that inspired a defense that held Kansas City to 10. We'll return to Arrowhead. Don't wander off.
At Staples, we're constantly lowering prices to make them as competitive as possible. So you always get the guaranteed low prices on over 7,000 items. And who wouldn't love that?
And that's the last one.
Good news, Willis. We're lowering prices again. Lock up when you're done.
All right!
That kid was a find.
Over 7,000 supplies at guaranteed low prices. Staples. Yeah, we've got that.
Introducing the new Miller Lite Super Bowl cheer chair.
No, Bubba, not now. Come on, Bubba. Get out of the way. Go on, Bubba. Gee whiz.
It's really comfortable.
The game.
And it's the best way to watch the game.
Yes. Way to go.
Pick up an order form wherever you buy Miller Lite.
We come here on a glorious quest, a search for that which can be found nowhere else. Where, in the trenches where mighty men clash, amidst the echoes of glory's past, high atop Olympus. Oh, this is our quest. This is what football is all about. Now all I gotta do is find that nacho guy.
Denver Broncos, a wild card team, 14-10 winners here against Kansas City. A key play in the game late, Elway to McCaffrey, 43 yards to set up the winning touchdown. And here are the brackets on our way to San Diego and Super Bowl 32. It'll be Denver at Pittsburgh early next Sunday. The late game on Sunday for the NFC Championship. Green Bay at San Francisco. The Final Four is set. So Denver, Pittsburgh. The Broncos and Steelers met on December 7th at Three Rivers, and Denver jumped out 21-7, scoring on 3 of their first 4. That's Yancey Thigpen. Had a huge game, as did Cordell Stewart, as he threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for 2 others, and his best game as a Steeler. Pittsburgh won 35-24. It was the most yardage that the Broncos allowed and points in the entire season. Pittsburgh winning 35-24. Bill Cowher watched with mixed emotions today. His very close friend Marty Schottenheimer has lost again in his bid to get to the Super Bowl. But on the other hand, his team rejoices. They're at home for the AFC Championship. Terrell Davis, 2 touchdown runs to lead Denver to a 14-10 win. We're going to return to Kansas City and Arrowhead Stadium, the winning Denver Broncos. But we're going to take a station break. Your favorite stations to offer you these important words. We'll be back in a moment.
Dateline Sunday. Imagine an almost indestructible criminal in full body armor. The life-saving technology that's become every cop's worst nightmare. Dateline tonight, 8/7 Central.
The important thing for me was not to get it when I was 75 years old and retired. It was important for me to get this car now.
You don't have to wait any longer to own the Lexus of your dreams. Until January 19th, our certified pre-owned program offers 6.9% APR financing.
I felt I owed myself, at this stage of my life, a really fine automobile.
Go to a dealership, look at the pre-owned program, and you will find your dream in that lot.
6.9% financing now to January 19th. Only at Parker Lexus in Little Rock.
The men of the gridiron and football. It's who they are and what they do best. Sissy's Log Cabin and extraordinary jewelry. It's who we are and what we do best. Diamonds, tanzanites, and gemstones. White hot platinum and 18-karat gold. Arkansas's best custom design award winner for 7 years running. Join the winning team. Sissy's Log Cabin and extraordinary jewelry. It's worth the drive. Highway 79 South in Pine Bluff, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
If you are an Arkansas Medicaid recipient, call 1-800-275-1131 to learn how to choose your own Connect Care family doctor.
When you see breaking news, call Star TV4 on your cellular phone.
The eyes of Alfred Williams and Neil Smith, the defensive ends for the Denver Broncos as they prevail 14-10, and the defense, as you heard John Elway, was key to this big win today. Neil Smith, the former Chief, is with Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Dick. Neil, obviously this has got to be a very, very sweet victory for you, having left the Chiefs. Describe your thoughts if you can right now.
Well, my thoughts is, played it for so long, and I gave everything I ever had here when I did play here. And come back is very emotional when I came here the first time. And, by inches we lost that ball game, but today we had a chance to come back and redeem ourselves. I think about the effort of our football. Our football team, it's a great victory. It's a sweet to be.
Tell us about a couple of plays that you were very critical in today. First the sack and then the forced fumble.
Well, I had to I put it on myself. I said big players make big plays in big games, and you got to put the pressure on yourself. If you want to win and succeed, you got to put the pressure on yourself. And this is a sweet victory, but yet this is not our goal. We have to go into another hostile environment next week and play a team that beat us on very soundly, and we got to put it together and try to play them again next week.
Neil, how has this team rebounded? It looked as though there was going to be a downslide after this loss in Kansas City. Then you lost to Pittsburgh and San Francisco, and everybody kind of thought, well, hey, the Broncos are done. Well, what's enabled this team to rebound?
Well, the critics put us back and said we're not a good road team. All along, it's tough to play on the road. We had a little slump. We got through the regular season in the first half of the regular season with a breeze. We was undefeated, and we felt like we was unbeatable. Then, teams started playing us well. And, we went to Frisco, and they beat us very soundly. And same thing in Pittsburgh. And we had a little downslide, but it doesn't start there. The regular season is over, and it's how you play in the postseason play to get you there.
Better put your helmet back on as you run through. They're booing you here. Congratulations.
I love them all, though.
Congratulations, Neil Smith. Let's send it back upstairs to Dick Enberg.
Well, Neil Smith, who took out a full-page ad in the Kansas City newspaper thanking the fans for how well he was treated while a player here. Interesting to note that Denver in the postseason had won only one game in 10 prior to today. That was that drive 11 years ago. So this is only their second postseason win on the road.
Well, a couple of things really struck me today. I said it. The Denver, I think they're the one team that can travel in these playoffs and win. One, because they run the ball so well. Their defense had struggled in Pittsburgh, but I think they'll make some huge adjustments.
I think the other thing, too, is I go back to the Jacksonville game, Dick, is when they were 21-17, and it looked like Jacksonville. Here they come again, and this team regrouped defensively and went back at it. This is what they did in this football game here, played defensively. That's why I think the next week's game between Pittsburgh is a defensive struggle.
So it will indeed be the Broncos and Steelers at Three Rivers next week. Elway and the Broncos have beaten Schottenheimer and the Chiefs 14-10. Now let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
With Chris Collinsworth, Sam Weish, and Joe Gibbs. What a great football game. The Denver Broncos knock off the Kansas City Chiefs by a score of 14-10. Denver now advances to the AFC Championship game. That game will take place next Sunday here on NBC. The Broncos and the Steelers from Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. Our NFL and NBC coverage begins at noon Eastern Time. The kickoff is shortly after 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. There are so many aspects and facets to this game that we have discussed all weekend long. First and foremost, the question of Elvis Grbac and how well he would perform. 24 of 37 for 260 yards and a touchdown, when, if there is any blame to be placed, it won't be at the feet of Elvis Grbac.
I don't think so. I thought he played extremely well. Chris and I talked about it, and, it's one of those things that you kind of look at and say, is this the right decision? We were, in a way, second-guessing that, and I think that Elvis Grbac did the job. I think the thing that impressed me, too, was Denver's run defense. I mean, limiting Kansas City only 75 yards, and I think that's where they really stepped up defensively and did not let them rush the football and put all the pressure on the passing game.
Talk about Elvis just one more time right here. Here's a guy who hasn't been practicing for a good part of the season, came in, didn't get a lot of practice just because of the nature of the week, and made the clutch plays when something didn't happen. When he got rushed, he's the guy spinning out, making the big pass down the field, still keeping his eyes downfield. I can tell you, as a former coach of quarterbacks and a guy who actually played 1 or 2 snaps in my entire career at quarterback, some of those things don't happen for you. They don't come back. You scramble out and you tuck the ball and you run, or your eyes just don't stay downfield. This guy's a performer.
And you talk about what's left. The Final Four now in the National Football League, and you have Steve Young, Brett Favre, Cordell Stewart, John Elway. It just doesn't get any better than this. And I really believe, and no offense to the fans in Kansas City, that the 4 best teams in the National Football League are still alive.
Yeah, the Kansas City fans are going to say, we had the best record during the regular season in the AFC. But when you come right down to it, 3 games between the Broncos and the Chiefs, and the only reason Kansas City won one of them is a 54-yard field goal in the final second.
But, you know, when you look at Denver right now, and when they got Mark Schlereth back on that offensive line, I thought it really solidified things up there. What a job they did today against Derek Thomas and that pass rush and the blitz. I really thought they were the difference.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to say the key to this was the offensive line, Denver's offensive line. Not only did they make the holes open up just wide enough for an injured Terrell Davis. This guy was banged up. What a gutsy second half. Believe me, the adrenaline was all past him. Probably the medication was still gone going into that second half to come back out and play as well as he did and to hold on to the ball as well as he did. But they gave Elway not only plenty of time, but a good line of sight. And, you know, plenty of room to follow through so you can put the ball down the field.
And as a coach, Joe, are you in heaven with all the defense that we saw this weekend?
Well, I thought they were great football games. I loved them. Hey, Sam, we were both offensive coaches, but I always said you win with defense, and you really do. Offense is for the show, and special teams is your heart. But I appreciated these games. They were extremely hard fought. Defense was a big part of both these teams playing today and both games that were won. Oh, think about this, the contrast in these 2 quarterbacks. We're going to have a young guy can run all over the place and make great plays. You're going to have Elway, who's been there a bunch of times. Cordell Stewart versus John Elway. Hey, it should be a classic matchup.
You know, the one interesting thing, Joe, is that for Pittsburgh, the thing I questioned about them was whether or not their pass defense was going to be good enough to get them into the Super Bowl. And they were tremendous in that ball game yesterday. It looked better than I'd seen them the entire season. And for the Denver Broncos, the thing that you question about them, could they stop the run in a big game? And I thought that was one of the major differences here, the way the run defense of the Denver Broncos stepped up and forced Kansas City and Elvis Grbac to throw the football all day.
By the way, if you're keeping track of such things, the Denver Broncos trailed 10-7 at the end of the 3rd quarter. For John Elway, it is the 5th time he has engineered a 4th quarter comeback in the playoffs. As we said, the AFC Championship game is Denver at Pittsburgh. This is a rematch of a high-scoring game played 4 weeks ago today.
It's a big game with major playoff implications, and the fans and the visiting Broncos know it.
Broncos on 3. 1, 2, 3.
And it's a touchdown to Rod Smith. Stewart to throw. Complete. And Yancey Big Ben kicks free of the tackle, and Big Ben will score. And Elway to Terrell Davis, and Davis dives into the end zone for the touchdown. And suddenly, Three Rivers Stadium very silent. Going to the end zone. Touchdown Smith. Stewart goes long. To Big Ben. Big Ben with a catch. And Big Ben is going to go for the touchdown. So Stewart drops back. Throws to Big Ben. He's got the triple. A hat trick for Yancey Big Ben. 21 all. Draw. Running back. Stewart. Touchdown. Stewart. Touchdown.
The Pittsburgh Steelers won it that day, 35-24, in what has to be Cordell Stewart's best game ever as a professional in that short career, that short professional career of his. We talked to Cordell at halftime. In this game, he threw for 3 touchdowns and ran for another 2.
Yeah, and even though his coach, Bill Carroll, only gave him a hug and not a kiss after that game, you know, a little bit of difference. But anytime as a young quarterback, you look across the line of scrimmage and you see John Elway on the other side of the ball, and you're thinking, I'd really like to kind of establish myself here a little bit as a quarterback. That's how you did it. And that day, not only a breakout day for him, but Yancey Thigpen with 3 big long touchdown passes in the game. But I really thought the difference was they couldn't handle Jerome Bettis. But after watching Denver's defense today, I think this one might be a little bit different this time around.
Well, we heard Joe Gibbs talking about defensive battle on the horizon, but how many times are you going to hold Cordell Stewart and the Pittsburgh Steelers to just 7 points as New England did this past weekend? And how many times will you hold John Denver and the Broncos to just the 14 points he scored today?
Well, I don't think we can look at the game next week and say, hey, the last one, Pittsburgh and Denver, was a high-scoring game. It very easily could be, but hey, these defenses have both had big games this week. And the one thing, the last time these two teams played, 189 yards rushing for Pittsburgh. Now today, they went out there and stuffed Kansas City, 75 yards rushing. I think that could be one of the keys, and that's kind of been Denver's Achilles heel. And I think, hey, when you get in the playoffs, Jerome Bettis, obviously Pittsburgh's going to try and run the ball. It's going to be a classic quarterback battle, and I think two defenses. Who knows how it's going to go? It's going to be fun. I'll tell you that.
I also thought that was a pretty important statement by the Denver Broncos today, winning on the road, which they'll have to do next week if they want to go to the Super Bowl.
They're the wild card team. They had to go out and win on the road. But we're looking at two different style quarterbacks, both of them a blast to watch them play. John Elway, catch every minute because it ain't going to be lasting too many more years. And Cordell Stewart, one of the most exciting players in the National Football League this year.
Funny thing about those wild card teams, they are 4-12 in the championship game. The last time a wild card team won the championship game was Buffalo back in 1992. In the early game today, the Green Bay Packers advanced to the NFC Championship game by beating the Tampa Bay Bucks. The final was 21-7. 28 degrees at kickoff time. Perfect weather for Brett Favre and his teammates, who are now 23-0 at home when it's 35 degrees or colder. Green Bay second possession. Favre, 3-yard touchdown pass to Mark Shimura as the Packers got off to an early 7-0 lead. They led 13-0 in the third when the Bucks got on the board. Mike Allstott gets the handoff, finds room around the left side, 6-yard touchdown run. Tampa Bay is down 13-7. But early in the fourth, from the 2, Dorsey Levens takes the handoff, bounces off a defender, and finds the end zone. Dorsey Levens, you think about all those great Green Bay Packer rushers. 112 yards for Levens is a Packer playoff record as Green Bay wins 21-7 and qualifies to meet the San Francisco 49ers. Is this an offensive game in the NFC or a defensive game?
You got a lot of offensive big names playing in this one. You know, with Young and Favre going against each other, another big matchup of quarterbacks right here. One thing that's missing, though, had this one been played in Green Bay, you'd be talking about that home field advantage. You're not going to hear quite as much about the home field advantage in San Francisco. It just doesn't seem to exist there. And Green Bay, frankly, my friends, I think they're the best team.
They're rolling right now.
Think about home field with me at San Francisco. I got to tell you that. Don't tell me that. I had 3 big ones out there, and we could not beat them in San Francisco.
How's you doing, Green Bay?
Not much better. But, I mean, I think it is a big advantage to home field. But I tell you, these two quarterbacks, Brett Favre, Steve Young, when you watch these guys, hey, great playmakers, can run if they have to, scramble around making plays. So I think we got to, and I think you're right, Chris hit on it. 4 of the best quarterbacks, I think, in the game today, all making it to the semis. It's going to be interesting.
Well, you know, not only that, I think 2 of the better defenses in all of football as well. With now that Bryant Young is back for the San Francisco 49ers, we saw what he did when he was teamed in there with Dana Stubblefield. They can be awesome up front, but the Green Bay Packers have Gilbert Brown back. Everybody's at full strength. We're going to go have at it next weekend. Should be fun.
You have been saying that the Green Bay Packers are just hitting their stride. We shall see. Coming up immediately, it's an all-star TV censored bloopers. Then, following an all-new Dateline, a world premiere movie. Eric Stoltz stars in Blackout Effect, and it all begins just seconds from now. For Joe Gibbs, Sam Weish, and Chris Collinsworth, I'm Greg Gumbel. Thanks for being with us, everyone. We'll see you next Sunday from Pittsburgh.